Hi everyone, this is Bobby from beyond-games.com, and we're here doing a quick look for Free Realms, a free game released yesterday on the PlayStation Network. It is a massively multiplayer online game, role-playing game, or MMO, as it's usually coined. This video is a little late because I had a lot of difficulties getting into the game, as did most people, which I'll explain here. So, in my first attempt, as you can see here, I'm going through the EULAs, and I'm gonna accept the terms. I downloaded the game pretty much, let's say about 5 minutes after it got one up on the network, and it was a 29 megabyte installer, and then from that you download an additional 804 megabytes, which you see it doing here. As with a lot of people who ran into this, it downloaded. It took about an hour or so, and after that hour went up, it ran a second update, a little quick small file, and then got an error message, as you will see right now. 54 minutes approximately. Cannot launch game. So great, right? It says I'm gonna check software update, which was a little weird. It applies something, downloads this 2 megabyte update, and then unable to download the game assets. So I'm like, great. After reading up online, I found out that everybody was having this issue, and the only reasonable thing you could do was actually delete everything you installed and download it and reinstall. This was actually after about 2 hours after. So I re-downloaded it, reinstalled it. It took about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, something like that. And yeah, so we're at the loading screen finally. Hadn't seen this. I was like, oh, great. After a very, very long loading, went to this character selection screen where you create your first character. This is another issue people are running into. So they'll create their first character, which I did, and selected my name and everything. As you can see already, I've cut a lot of that crap out. And then unable to log into the servers right now, and it kicks you right back to this, basically the title screen. Great, right? Well, I'm like, well, at least it's saved. Well, that's not the case. Turns out it didn't save anything, and it's already used my name. So now I'm screwed out of that name and out of that character. So what did I do? I'm like, you know, fuck it. Let's do another one. This is a new one. I did right after, and it worked. I was sitting here like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Ah, there we go. And after another preposterously long loading sequence, it dumped me right into the world. Now I can understand the frame rate and everything being here going to hell, since everybody in the world, everybody in the United States at least, is trying to download this game and get into it. But all those steps just to get into the game. So I'm very disappointed by this point. I'm disappointed and not considering paying for any sort of subscription, because you would expect the game to work out of the box and be able to change the character, save the character, those sorts of things. Anything you would expect in a typical MMO. But it seems I'm stuck with this one, and I'll tell you, after the video, I still was trying to find a way to change the character type. I didn't want to be a fairy, but at this point, I just wanted to see what it looked like. And I came up to the first NPC I could find, and he's like, hey, do you want coins? I'm like, well, hey, why not? And guess what that means? After a long sequence of loading again. That means you actually pay for the coins. You actually put money in. So they're already trying to monetize it. Now, I understand the subscription fee and that sort of thing. If you want to... One of the misleading things is they say there's free trophies. That's a lie. You don't get trophies unless you subscribe. Period. So you can't earn any sorts of trophies at all. Now, that is misleading because they don't mention that anywhere. I found that actually going to the PlayStation blog and find that out. So I'm like, well, it's a dance simulator again. I guess I'll play some home, and I'm pretty pissed off by this point, you know? I mean, it's taking forever. The frame rate is crap. Everything costs money. Like, there seems to be nothing that was advertised as is working the way I wanted it. And on top of that, they put a word filter, and I don't like that personally, but hey, that's me. So go through the details button, and it says, do you want to change the title? I'm assuming this is where you can do it. It doesn't let you do it. I can't do anything. It just gets stuck. So I'm like, alright, screw it. So I found a kart race, which is nearby, and I thought, well, let's give this a shot, right? And it doesn't explain too much other than you can, you know, race and difficulty and that sort of thing. After another long load sequence, I cut out a lot of the load sequences, believe me. This video would be like 40 minutes long. I started racing, and it's competent enough. I mean, I would, if they asked me to pay for this, I wouldn't. In fact, this is probably the most entertaining part of this entire thing. The entire 40 minutes of whatever footage I recorded, this is the only thing that seemed halfway decent and subpar for the most part. And, you know, I know it's free as a core game, but you know, the way the launch was set up and the way no one, either at Free Realms or at the PlayStation blog or Sony, explained what was going on, fixes, what was happening. Nothing was updated at all. All of the stuff that I found to get this to work was all based on community feedback and stuff they had tried already. And even some of that stuff wasn't working correctly because people were still getting kicked out. And I understand as a launch, you know, there's some concessions to make, but don't try to monetize something if it's not ready for launch. That's what I'm saying. So after that, after setting up a goal and I guess earning some coins and whatever a goal is, not sure what the goal listings are. It's not very clear about that. It's like, oh, well, maybe I can race this around. Guess what? After load sequence, more monetized things, which, you know, by this point I'm fed up. So after cutting out a lot of bullshit, I get to this point where it's wanting me to do a battle system. And by the way, it brings up a menu, and I can't fucking move. I can't move at all, and the menu won't go away. So they're beating on me, and I die, pretty much. I don't know if it's by design, but if it is, it's really poor. So it brings me back. I'm like, alright, well, I'm stuck here. Might as well just keep on attacking things. And I go, and I'm just tapping away at the square button, flying around like a moron. Had some kind of magic which didn't seem to work at all. I kind of like the idea that the combat's a little more dynamic. You know, it's not point-click kind of thing. You know, you move around and that sort of thing, but definitely not compelling on any level. I don't know. Very, very disappointed. Even for a free game, even for a free core game, all of the loading sequences, the lack of communication, the forums at Free Realms being complete crap, and everything else. This is very disappointing, and I'm pretty much going to delete it. I will not be paying for a subscription. They did not sell me. It was bad all around, and I would probably suggest you avoid it unless you have some curiosity. But not worth your time, sorry to say. Alright everyone, this was a quick look for Free Realms, what I could get into and get working. If you have any questions, please email me at bobby@basicallynothing.com. Please subscribe, there's plenty of content coming. And please comment below, even if you disagree with me on this quick look. But from what I read in the comments in other places, I don't think you will. Alright, thank you very much.